I can't believe we've actually got a bit of sunshine, because trust me, this is unusual this year. It's normally grey and cold and rainy, and it's going to actually be quite warm today. Perfect day to do a wee go around and let's look at the garden for kind of mid-July, because we've got some photos we need to do for Instagram as well, so it's a perfect chance to show off all the pretties, like the Crocosmia. I'm going to start here proper because August is normally when these guys proper come into flower. So there's quite a lot of them open just now and there's still loads more to come. But this is when I love this bed. And looking back through lots of the videos, you'll see July, August time, I spend a lot of time in videos just walking up and down this path because they're just stunning. I love them. They give lots of height to this bed because everything else in it tends to be a bit low, and they're just, I mean, wait till next month, but they are just the most glorious red. They're Crocosmia Lucifer because they're so bright red. But it is that there's height. It's all the kind of leaves, the kind of, like, I always say structural or architectural, just the shape and the spears, and just wow, I love them so much. So there will be lots of photos of these because, you know, why not? Plus it rained quite heavily overnight, so everything's got little raindrops on it, and I can't resist photos of plants with raindrops. So yeah, the bed's doing great. The other thing in this bed specifically, these alliums. They are the biggest allium heads in the whole garden. And again, they were put in here deliberately to just give that kind of colour, structure, a bit of shape, something different at different heights. And they're just fantastic. I think they might be my favourite alliums. I think they're Christophi. But yeah, that's the thing with this bed. It's a bit of a battle for us because, as you can see, at ground level it's shaded. It's shaded almost all the time, even in summer, just because the sun rises over there and travels that way. So it's in shade from the fence. But even late in the evening, the sun's over there, but it's then shaded because the sun's behind the houses. So it can be quite difficult to do planting in this bed and still have it looking really colourful and exciting. But you know, we're trying, we keep going. A lot of it means we have to do annual stuff. We can't necessarily have or rely on a lot of perennials. So we do things like Rudbeckia, which will give us kind of later in the year. So that's the July, August, September colour. Now, Rudbeckia in the UK are perennial plants, but they're not always, because it depends on your situation. So this bed is a clay soil, and things like Rudbeckia do not like that. They will rot away, so they're not perennial for us, which is why I tend to plant them as annuals every year. But again, it's just about giving us little pops here and there. But yeah, the fence bed, I love it at this time of year, so there's going to have to be some photos of this. Of course, I have to talk about the dahlias, and there are so going to be photos of this one appearing on Instagram. These are, now I'm going to get this wrong, Glory Nordvich, I think, something like that. It's a Dutch town they're named after, but these are just fabulous and I love them. But the other dahlia that is looking absolutely stunning is my Yankee Doodle Dandy down there, and I'm going to definitely get photos of that one. So we'll go and have a wee nosy. But yeah, these are the same plants. So it just shows you.
I spoke to the one on the left.
Kate apparently spoke to it. Yeah.
Get its finger out.
Everything's a wee bit soggy after the rain, but for photos it's kind of cool because you get that whole raindrops thing, or parts of the flowers can be a bit shiny with the water on them and things, so it's quite cool. Loving this guy this year. So yeah, so that's one of the dahlias that I grew from seed last year and then stored the tubers over winter. So yeah, definitely one that I'm glad I kept. What else is looking good? Oh, I know. Yeah, blueberries aren't quite ripe yet,
No, it's not yet, but
but
it's
almost.
exciting that
They're coming.
coloured.
Also exciting, colourful corner. Long history, this area of the garden. So it started off as some wooden planters that then over the years became big colourful plastic planters that then evolved into this custom built wooden corner planter that we made last year. The absolute stunning things in this year. Sunflowers, dwarf sunflowers, amazing, just I'm loving it so much. The purple bellvine and the twirly sticks. I think this has worked better than elsewhere.
Yes.
They seem to like the twirly sticks, and the twirly sticks look quite cool.
Yes.
What about you? What do you think's good in this area then?
I quite like my dwarf cosmos in here. These
So
ones
there's
are-
no blooms on them at the minute, but they were blooming. Yeah, they were blooming the other week, and that's little dwarf white ones, Casanova.
and they've
Got a nice shape.
yes, they've kind of bulked out better this year. Last year they were a bit spindly, so yeah, there's loads and loads of buds on this. So when these all break out, that's just going to look.
It's going to be so good.
And there's my goth rock god.
Yes.
Sedum,
Can you remember what it's called?
back in black.
Back in black, yeah, sedum.
It is.
It's kind of almost purpley black.
It is.
It's
And
quite cool.
holding onto the water like you wouldn't believe. I'm soaking because I keep brushing it,
The leaves are like little bowls.
and it's holding lots of water.
Okay, something a bit fun for you. Kate and I are photographers. We have all this fancy photography kit, and we can use that for going round and doing all the photos in the garden, which is fun and cool, but it's quite time consuming. I hate to admit this, but one of the things I absolutely love is macros of all the flowers and things. That's that really, really close in stuff you get where it's super magnified and you can see like all the little tiny insides of the flowers, and like I've had some cracking shots of bees and stuff. But you need a special lens for doing it that's quite expensive. And because it's so magnified, every tiny little movement ruins it and just knocks everything out of focus, and I'm sucky at that stuff. So here's something that might be fun for you guys. Right, it's this. So basically that's the box, right? But what it is, it's a little macro lens type thing for your phone, right? Now, I do a lot of photos on my phone, right? I'm not one of these purists that thinks it's terrible. This is fabby. It's an automatic camera, so you can take loads of great photos and you don't have the whole fiddling around with all the settings and things, and it'll give you a pretty decent photo. You can't, or at least you don't need to keep changing lenses on this because it's got all the lenses on your phone. Whereas when I'm doing photos in the garden with this, I have to have other lenses and switch them in and stuff. I'm not going to lie to you, you get absolutely amazing results, but it is time consuming, it's a bit of a fiddle and it's expensive. So this, right now, we got sent these to have a play with doing photos in the garden, and I have to say, it's just so much fun. So it's basically, right now this is a kit, so it's bits, but I thought you guys might actually find this really interesting because I know you guys quite like your photos of your plants and stuff, and a lot of you guys follow us on Instagram, but you maybe don't have all the fancy kit like us, and you maybe don't want to spend, I kid you not, thousands of pounds on gear like this if you just want wee Insta shots. So this actually is like an extra lens to shove on your phone and do macro photos. So it's like a magnifying lens. Now it's not a proper macro lens, it's called a macro. It's not technically a proper macro, but it magnifies the macro lens on your phone, and it's pretty cool. It's even got a wee light, so you can do fill light and stuff. So we've been having loads of fun with this today. It's just much quicker and easier. I know it's laziness, but it's this thing, if you're just in shots on Instagram, you don't need anything fancy or expensive. Okay, so comparing to what we were using earlier for the whole macro lens thing, it's this, right? So phone, just put that out the way. But it is just a frame that clips onto your phone, so basically most phones, because it stretches to size. There's a lens that screws into this, because that's all this is. It's a mount for a lens. That's the macro lens. It's quite chunky actually. Screws in. Watch this, I want to be able to get it work again now. And then that actually slides around so you can make it fit your phone, because you know these days our phones are all fancy and have multiple lenses. So if you put that over the lens in your phone that you use for macro photography, it's like a massive magnifier for that lens. And fancy fill light. Yeah, you should see the size of the lights I have to lug around for photography stuff, so it's quite cool. Okay, I suppose the trick now is let's see what shots we can get with it. Okay, let's go. You're just wanting to show off with your big fancy camera and I've got a phone.
Yeah, and?
Is this now going to be a challenge?
Challenge accepted.
Cosmos off.
Except I was taking pictures of an
minis. Right, okay, fine, you do that. I'm going to get pictures of your Cosmos.
Fine.
Actually, before I do this, let me just show you.
Gorgeous, by the way.
Yeah, that is the best, the cupcake one. We need to get pictures of that. Just look. So again, this is the cupcake Cosmos. That's just, it is like a cupcake wrapper with a Cosmos in it. It is just absolutely fantastic. So thank you, Claire, for sending them to us, because I have never seen anything like that before. That is just beautiful. It's a wee bit different out here this year. I don't think we've been out here yet this year. Last year, this was a whole hedge of Cosmos. And the wee planters we built. But what we discovered is it's quite windy out here, so they were all going that way and getting really badly mangled. And also we just planted up too much and everything else that was under them just either got lost or died. So we've tried to be a bit more sparing on what's planted here this year. We do have Cosmos, as you can see, and I'm going to show you this one because it's stunning. But we've also got Rebecca and some daisies and all that kind of stuff, anemones. There's heaps of other stuff out here. And I still think it's gorgeous, quite frankly. Sorry, I'm in your shot. I think it's getting dull, so let's try this full light. Ooh. So can I do this without getting my hand in shot is the question. Stop shaking, stop shaking. Oh, cool. This is much easier. Right, what's next? Since we're here, we'll have a wee quick chat about the fruit fence, and then I need to get some photos done. But Newton, you can see he's done stunning. He's put on heaps and heaps of new growth, and he's making a nice shape. He's looking really strong. Unfortunately, so I said there were 3 figs on them that had survived from last year. One of them fell off, so there's now 2. Again, we'll have to wait and see, will we get harvest? I've no idea. It's a delicate one in Scotland. I think sensible people grow these in their greenhouses because figs like real heat to ripen and get the flavour, and I really don't think he's going to get it. But the flip side, the blackberries are doing well. Now I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. Lots of new canes. These are the ones that will give us the fruit next year. But this cane, or there's 3 or 4 there, and the one that's tied in, lots of fruit on there. So it's kind of end of August when this is ripe for us here. Even though I did see Beth Ann's Kitchen and Garden last week, she's got heaps of like almost ripe stuff on her plant. End of August for us. But yeah, there's heaps, and the blueberries are dotted in. First year, so there's not a lot on them. There's a wee handful, but again, it'll be a while for that. But yeah, quite chuffed.
That's what I got the bud in the background in that one.
Concentrating face. Get it, focus, focus, focus. Quite happy with that look. Yeah, so like I say, this is just a bit of fun. It's perfect for doing Instagram and stuff. But a Pexo. So I'll put links in the video description because they've got a sale on just now. And you will get some pennies off if you fancy one. All you Instagrammers out there. Make sure though, if you're doing photos, hashtag in the garden with Eli and Kate so that we can see them as well. Oh, right, loads more photos to do. We'll put them on Instagram. You'll see them over the next few weeks on Instagram. But yeah, quite good fun. See you folks.